Hello guys, and welcome to this video. So today we're going to be looking at applying the 2-1-2 concept through changes, and we're going to use the All the Things You Are chord progression to demonstrate this on. So first of all guys, if you could help me out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, that'll really help me get the algorithm working a little bit more in my favour, and I would really appreciate that. And also, obviously, a full transcription of everything I play on this video and more will be on my Patreon page. So first of all, let's look at an example that uses the 2-1-2 concept through the opening changes in All the Things You Are. So hopefully you hear how that gave us a really nice arpeggio-like quality through the changes, and it flowed really nicely. So let's look at what's going on there. But first of all guys, I would recommend that you watch my previous video on 2-1-2 pentatonic shapes first, as that explains all the patterns we're using here. But let's look at that idea now. So we started on our F minor, and we went up a F minor pentatonic 2-1-2 pattern. We then descend down a B flat minor pentatonic pattern. Then over the dominant chord for our E flat 7 chord, we're going to use an E minus 6 pentatonic. So instead of playing the 7th here, we're going to play the 6th instead. And that gives us an altered quality to the sound. Obviously there are other options that we've got over a 5 chord, and I'll be demonstrating those on Patreon, but here we're just going to look at using the minus 6 pentatonic over the 5 chord. Then for our A flat major chord, we're just going to go down a C minor pentatonic like that, C minor pentatonic, and then our D flat major pentatonic. And then over the G7 chord, we're going to use our A flat minor 6 pentatonic. And then resolving to our C major pentatonic. Okay, so that comes together really nicely. E flat, E minor 6, C minor, D flat major, now E, A flat minor 6 to our C major. Okay, so that's just going up and down these 2-1-2 patterns and variations on it. If there was anything that you didn't understand in that explanation there, then I have covered it all on previous videos on this channel. So like I said, we use a C minor pentatonic over the A flat. I've talked about why that works before on the channel, so I would recommend going through the previous videos that I've put on this channel, and it'll all be explained there. So another thing I like to do with the 2-1-2 shapes is, rather than just going up and then down every single time, it's nice to vary this pattern so we kind of get a less predictable quality to our arpeggios. So let's have a look at an example that demonstrates that. So hopefully you hear that's a slightly less predictable sound, and it kind of throws around what's going on a little bit, which I like. So again, we started on our F minor, but instead of going down our B flat, we go back to our F and play a B flat minor pentatonic 2-1-2 from the F. And now instead of going down to our E, we're going to go up to our E minor 6 pentatonic. And now here, the first time we treated the A flat chord as a major 7 chord, here we're going to treat it as a dominant leading to the D flat. So over an A flat dominant chord, I'm going to play the E flat minor 6 pentatonic. And then I'm going to throw in some altered tensions here. just to lead us to the D flat major pentatonic. And then finally an A flat minor 6 pentatonic to lead us to our C major pentatonic. So that kind of gives a less predictable quality. I like varying, going up and down, and I like these kind of interval skips between going from the top note to the position back down to the bottom, and I think it just adds interest to the sound. So that is how I would use the 2-1-2 concept through these changes. And the solo I recorded earlier today over the progression, I did use some of these ideas. I very often use these sounds in my solos. They are a foundation to my playing. So I would encourage you to experiment around with them and see what ideas you can come up with. As I said before, on Patreon, as well as the solo at the start, I'll transcribe that, and I'll also write out a 2-1-2 sequence through the entire progression of All Things You Are, which will include some alternative options over like the 5 chord, where we'll look at like diminished 2-1-2 patterns, or maybe alternative melodic minor and modal 2-1-2 patterns as well. But hopefully this gave you some ideas over the changes there, guys, and I hope it's of some benefit to you. So the final thing I would like to talk about today, guys, is on my Patreon, I would love to start out a guitar club. So I've got one member already. I've got many members on the first tier of my Patreon page, but the guitar club is the second tier. And what the guitar club will be monthly group sessions. So maybe you don't have the commitment for one-to-one lessons, but you would still like some additional help and get an opportunity to ask questions to a teacher once a month. And that's what we'll be doing on these group online sessions. Obviously I'll prepare a lesson for them, but also you can ask me any questions you have about any of the videos that I've posted in that month. And obviously you'll also get access to all the PDFs which I post weekly on my Patreon page. So if any of you would be interested in that, it could be for someone that you've got a teacher already and you just want some additional input. And yeah, we'll have these monthly sessions. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's only $15 a month. So that for all the PDFs that I'm putting on there and a monthly guitar group session, then I would hope that that's good value. So please check that out if you're interested. Obviously the lesson today is all based upon my book, Modern Pentatonics. So all this stuff's available on my website. And if you would be interested in private lessons with me, then they're available through my website too. So please contact me through there. But anyway, guys, I hope this lesson today gave you some ideas to play around with. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.